Okay.
Peg, off the phone, please. You're going to
I'm sorry, I'm trying to get this phone call to not
Okay,
ring anymore.
I have one announcement to make before we get started. Kathy says for the March, we're going to discuss something else. Are we going to meet on, we're going to take care of it now. The meeting on the 2/28, we're going to be on vacation. Do we want to meet that day, that week?
I will.
We usually don't.
Okay, do I have a motion to cancel that one?
Do we have anything specific we need to do?
Unless emergency comes up, I don't see a problem.
Make a motion to not have it that week.
Second.
Okay, Melissa?
Aye.
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 Okay, the other thing I need to make a announcement, Kathy's going away March 8th, so the minutes for March 14th, any information you want on the agenda, so the agenda can be put out early, needs to be turned in by the 6th, so she can prepare the packets for the 7th,
Okay.
because she's leaving for the 8th.
Okay.
All right, any public comments?
Can I say, so we're not going to have any meeting before the election. So we'll meet the day after the election.
Correct.
Correct.
Correct. And the rest of the board will still be in existence, because in case there's a recount.
And then, so the new people, if there was new people, would start, their first meeting would be in April? Yes?
Yes, because we don't,
No, end of March,
the end of March meeting,
yeah.
So the 28th
28th.
would
Yes.
be, if new people got it.
The only reason you don't do that is because there's a recount.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Am I right, Larry?
That's what I did when I first started.
Yeah.
I missed the
Taking
very
on my
first meeting.
schedule.
You're on, okay, so we're off the last week in April. Okay, public comment?
February, last week of February.
February, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I never know if I'm public or not.
You can be anything you want.
As you know, the preschool has been
Oh,
changing.
oh,
You want to wait for that?
yeah, you're going to be on the agenda.
Well, I'm not here. Oh,
Oh, yes, you are, you don't have to worry about it.
all right, we'll share.
Yeah, Larry? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My standard phrase is, the budget committee only exists,
Okay, I got two sets of noises here.
It's all right, Bob, don't worry about it, we're having a good time.
who had the pepperoni?
Yeah, go ahead, I'm sorry.
The budget, Larry Brown, the budget committee only exists when it's needed. However, as a participant in the deliberative session, just want to thank the school board for the work that it did in putting the budget together, the help that preparation was to the budget committee, and the hope that people understand what a carefully crafted and effective budget it is.
Well, I think the whole board and Nate and everybody at the SAU should be thanked for that, because it was a joint.
I want to thank the budget committee for doing their due diligence to keep us on our toes. So ask the questions that needed to be asked,
Yeah.
keep the transparency going, so thank you.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Larry.
Do you have more, Larry? I'm sorry.
Nope.
Okay, moving on. I guess we'll move on to the minutes for January 24th, 2018, the public minutes.
I motion to accept with corrections.
I will second that.
Okay. Anybody else? Melissa?
Aye.
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 Aye. Aye.
Okay. That's done, okay. Superintendent report?
Okay, as we had said, I'd like to commend the whole group as we talked about it, the deliberative. The committee did a fantastic job, the budget committee and the school board, and everything worked ideally. We are now beginning to even plan for next year. The strategic plan is in order. We're looking at creative ways to continue to look at area schools and see where we could share with them in terms of staffing. We're looking at creative programs within the school district itself and how to best serve the students in the most cost-effective way. That brings me, I'm kind of sharing the time with Melissa Jean. We currently have 3 students at MES that are going to need one-on-ones, and we have 3 students in out-of-school placements. Two are new ones. One is a new placement, but we had an old placement that left that placement. So this one replaces that one in that placement. So it's no new money because we had somebody in that seat. Now there's a different person that's going to be in that seat. Now, it's a function, as we talked about during the, when we met with the budget committee and the school board met, we all know that the special ed is a delicate area and a forever change in the area. All those things that we discussed are certainly a reality. So in lieu of that, we're looking at additional expenditures for 3 one-on-ones for about a 4-month period, and we're looking at probably 4/10 of a placement. That would be $28,000 for each student, so that's 4/10 of 56, which is about, in my head, about 24,000. So subsequently, Melissa can kind of fill in. She's working with the administration, and I know Melissa has brought out some excellent ideas, and we're working at different ideas regarding alt ed, special ed, and all kinds of placements to be creative in dealing with the needs of the students. Some of which we're gonna maybe try as we get toward the end of the year. Moreover, we'll be coming back to the board toward the end of the school year and into July to talk about the specifics of it. Because as we have one case manager is leaving the high school, he's leaving because he's retiring. We have to replace him. Then we're going to look at the different amounts of students that people have and take a look at that. We're also going to, we continue to look at what areas schools have in terms of the programs we have and the ones that they have. So Melissa, you might want to tell them a little bit about how you're looking into programs that are going to come up that you've worked with Jan.
Yeah, so what I'd like to do is, eventually it would be nice to have an alt program that incorporated students who are identified, who are not identified, because we have a population that could benefit from a program like that. But at least at the very least, we could have a program that is for students who really need something different. And rather than that different being an out-of-district placement, I'd really like to create a program that's tailored to each kid's needs, whether that's spending some time outside of school working in jobs or whatever it may be. It's going to be unique to each kid, but I'd like to be able to build that capacity in-house because I'm looking at the students that we have in the district, and this issue is not going away. And it may even get worse.
Do you have a number identified for students that you think would be eligible or fall into this characteristic?
In high school?
Well, where you're referring to, yes.
So I'm looking at more emotional behavior disabilities. Could be students on the spectrum. It all depends on the needs and how they're doing in the regular ed environment and what kind of supports and services we can put into place. So there's a lot of unknowns right now.
Okay.
And a program may kind of adapt to the population that changes each year too. But I really think we need to invest some time into doing that.
And do we have a space within, like a classroom that would be used, or would something need to be identified? And
so Jan and I were talking about moving people around to use a space that is currently being used for special ed.
In fact, you bring up a very timely question without getting specifics, because the people involved, it's only polite that they know that they might move before I announce it here tonight.
I'm not asking for you, I'm just asking if you've identified options.
Yeah, we actually, we have a tentative concept that we talked about this morning at 9 a.m. So, but we're playing around with it because you're right, Laura, space is a real issue. And we're like working within that, because what happens is you're not necessarily having more students, but when you look at different learning environments and creating specific programs and creative programs and alternate programs, that involves space. So you're having the same population, but your needs are now needing the necessary space to have those, but yet the needs of the other students in their space has not necessarily gone away. So we're kind of working at that. We did some pretty unique changes this year in terms of where the where the CSE office was, Melissa's office, where the high school offices are, and things like that. But we do have some thoughts on how to make that occur. That brings us to, as a segue, as a crosswalk into Nate, and I kind of introduced to you the additional costs that we're going to be incurring with the 3 one-on-ones and the 2 more outside placements, which brings us to Nate, and we have you got a couple
one
more?
more.
Okay,
One
good,
more thing,
good.
just quick. The preschool, it's being changed from a special ed preschool to an early childhood center. We'd like to change the name. So I don't know if I need approval to do that, or if it's just a matter of letting you know before we start advertising in the town. But the name, it is now with Bright Beginnings. We'd like to change it to Little Rams Preschool.
Okay.
Do we need a motion for that?
Let's do it, and then
I
it's
motion
covered.
to change the name to Little Rams Preschool.
My second.
Let me write that down myself, Little Rams.
Little Rams.
I like the name.
That's cute.
Good job to whoever came up with it.
What is it called now?
Little Rams Preschool.
Preschool, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any discussion? Laura?
Aye.
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 Okay, it's done.
Now, this brings us up to the issue of our warrant article of having money, $50,000 put aside for special education. If we did not have a reserve such as this, what could have happened having 3 special ed students come in to our district?
Nate?
Well, in answering that, I can help. We aren't going to that yet, but we can creatively deal with this. But part of creatively dealing with this is what we did last year and what many schools do, and what we're taking a look at is freezing the spending. So you might want to go into that.
At this point, our concerns are growing. We have been keeping an eye on it every month. It's getting close to that time. So we're following suit with what we did last year, and we're starting to close unnecessary POs, which will help unencumber monies. So we have more of an idea of where our bottom line is going to be.
Right now, we have $231,000 left.
Yeah, and in perspective, last year at this time we had 150.
And we were close.
But at any given time, we could have special ed students come into the district and eat up our fund.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Which is why it's so important that we keep it
Oh, I
maintained.
agree with you. If we have to use that fund, we'll use that fund.
Yeah,
We'll
for you.
go to the
Up
board,
until-
though.
Yeah, Doug will say, it wasn't a week or two that went by that Doug and I worked with Nate and said, does it look like we're gonna need to go to that fund? And based on the current events that we just talked about over the last week or so, it appears it's deja vu. We're kind of back to where we were, but you're right. It's nice to know that if it gets any thicker, you know, if we get another next 2 weeks or like the last 2 weeks, then we will have to think about going into that fund. So it is crucial as we go through the planning and the budgeting, and when you have the bare bones, and many of the people on the budget committee, Bob brought that up, right? Bob thought it was a concern, especially ed, and we know that is the area that we really have the least control, because it's mandated that students receive this help, and it's really a safety issue as well. So I think that it behooves us, in that certainly that warrant article is a very significant one for the whole district.
I think in terms of our alt ed goals, could potentially save the district a lot of money, you know, and not having to send out. And it's something that we really need to see about getting the right space in town, whether it be in the building or outside of the school building. Something that's not going to cost any extra money and save the school district a lot of money. So I think it's something we really do need to explore, the alt ed program.
Absolutely.
Well,
So at this point, Doug, Nate was just asking, did you want to do that?
I want to
as
make
far
a
as
motion
freeze?
that we freeze the budget.
Everything but graduation.
That's all taken care
That's
of.
all
Okay.
encumbered.
Remember we all encumbered all that stuff?
Mm.
Right, yeah, that should be, all trips are fine, shouldn't be
I'd
any
rather-
problem.
Yeah,
Rather
glad
be
it's not
safe
a
than
big deal.
sorry, and it definitely helped last year doing it.
So that's my motion to freeze the budget.
I'll second.
Okay. Do I have any more discussion?
You know, and I think that just like last year and the past year's graduation, you know, what the students are going to do, all that has been encumbered. So for the
I won't affect
group
students.
out there, don't think the graduation is impacted or anything.
They'll get their flowers and,
This is just the kind of thing that sometimes happens in schools. Okay, I got a little money left, let me get some things that I might need for next year, and that type of thing, which I've been in the classroom, I've been a principal, I've had all those hats, and I know the way that goes. But this is not going to impact students.
Okay.
but I think what people need to remember is if you give back less than 2% at the end of the year to the surplus, you've got a good budget. And that's what we've done, because we only gave back $130,000 this year.
Right, and in fact, if you remember last year, the board, when Melissa Coffey came, gave a rotation, an extra rotation for the after school for MES while the freeze was going on.
Yep.
So it not only, we are looking at things from our perspective, from Nate and myself, on a prescriptive basis, case by case, and at the same time appraising the board, especially that one that was cost a little bit more. We wanted to be sure you guys were on board with that. But if it's like a day-to-day operations, like I know like the SAT, Jan isn't here, I know that's coming up, in that. Obviously those are needs that we have for as far as the students are concerned.
So we all set on that?
Mm-hmm.
Voted? Okay, thank you.
Are we in vote?
Aye.
Oh, yeah.
Aye.
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 I already said
Okay, all right. It's done.
All right.
Okay, you got any more? It's still you. Melissa,
Also, thank you.
moving on?
Financials.
Okay, financial reports? Monthly expense report, you need to change it, it's 231 now? It's not 256? So you have an
No,
idea?
as of this morning, it's 2:31.
231, okay. So you have an idea, okay. Anybody have any questions on the expense report? Ed?
Yeah, I always do.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, All right, page 3,
Yep, you can do that.
line 1,200, the Bright Beginnings support salaries is up 50%. Do we have more paras, or?
We have a para that has been in there, who supports the teacher, but then we have 2 students that require one-on-one, but one para covers it because one's in the morning and one's in the afternoon.
Okay, so it's an additional one-on-one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep in mind that also includes the raises they received.
Right, now I gathered that much, but it was just more than
Okay.
what I thought the raises would be. Okay, page 4, line 1252 230, elementary sped support FICA. 95%. I mean, that just seems awfully high too. I understand the raises, but, and the FICA goes along with the raises.
Yeah, I'll have to look at that one.
Pardon?
I'll have to look into that one.
Okay. Because there's an awful lot still encumbered.
Yes.
All right, Bright Beginnings, we're all set. Elementary, all of the non-public tuition, I totally understand. We have kids out. High school sped equipment on page 6, 57,310. I know it's only $284, but just looking at the percentage, it's like 28,000% overspent.
Yeah, that's an IEP driven. We had to purchase equipment for someone. As you see, we originally budgeted just $1.
Yeah. Okay, page 7, elementary and the high school. Elementary especially because it was only budgeted for $1, but the co-curricular, yeah, I can't say it, retirement. I know you explained that once before, Nate, that it's based on an elementary teacher or somebody's doing a co-curricular and therefore the retirement is being moved over to there, correct?
Yeah, that part's a guessing game, depending
Okay.
on who gets those stipends, who gets approved for those positions. So in this case, we hired more support staff to do certain positions.
Okay, should we have budgeted just $1 on that then, do you think? Knowing that we would have some elementary
Well, at the
teachers
time we did it,
of support.
I believe last year we didn't have as many.
Okay,
So we
alright,
were just kind of going by the previous year.
okay. Thank you. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, page 13, 53,800 legal services, we're over
Yep, that's,
what I'm thinking it is?
yes it is.
Okay, thank you. Page 14, the elementary principal disability insurance. Did we ever have that taken care of? Remember, I just remember you saying that it was...
Yes, they're just really slow about changing things.
Okay, all right. So that should be okay
Yep.
next month, okay. Elementary principal maintenance, what is that one? It's page 15,
That's the printing.
printing, okay.
That's all the copiers. Not the copiers, the printers.
And it's up because...
So it's all the paper and all the overages that they have, if they have them.
Okay.
That's the you're talking about the elementary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the booklets the books he had to print. The textbooks that they were.
Oh,
instead of
okay, all
ordering
right.
Textbooks, that's what that.
Okay, thank you.
Remember the discussion that
Yep.
was it worth buying books that were outdated?
Yep. Okay, page 17, hi. Elementary sped and high school sped. I know you were looking into that before, the drivers. Just that it's so high.
Yep, the biggest reason is the raises. But also, they're contracted for certain lines, and sometimes he has to move them around in
Okay.
order to make coverages.
Because I know I had questioned that before, and you were gonna look into
Yeah,
it.
so like, if a bus driver is normally for regular education, bus driver, but they need someone to do a special ed, they'll do that instead.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, and transportation dental.
Yep.
I know they pay us back, correct? Are we just, are you taking it out of
Not
there?
in this specific situation. If you recall, we had some drawn-out discussions about the transportation director, and the original plan was to hire someone in-house who wasn't going to take it. So we had $1 in it, then we had the current one
Okay,
stay.
so that's the director.
Yep.
All right, thank you. Okay, transportation replacement equipment,
Repeater?
57350.
Yep. You remember the repeater we had to purchase at the
That's
beginning of
right,
the year?
okay, yep, yep, thank you. All right, just for my own clarity here. Would any of this come out of our fund balance, or do we have to, do we have a fund balance for the buses?
Not
Well,
sure
it's
what you're asking.
maintenance.
Maintenance?
It would be equipment also, right, is what you're asking?
Yeah,
So the fund balance for the buses, would that include maintenance, the repeater cost is what she's asking?
where's that line?
Is it just for maintenance of the
You're
vehicles?
talking about the trust fund?
Yeah.
Yes, sorry.
I don't know.
I don't think the trust fund covers the equipment, does it? Is it only for repairs and things like that?
So you're talking about the maintenance equipment line?
I'm
trust fund.
talking about, well, I'm talking about the school bus trust fund, and we're talking
The
about
trust fund
replacement.
itself for the school bus won't cover that.
Okay,
That's just
all
the
right.
vehicles.
Okay, thank you.
But are you thinking the building, maintenance?
No,
No, 'cause it's not,
no, because that was for the,
okay.
okay, and then transportation, and I guess maybe this is where I'm confused, because we have transportation special ed, and yet we've got the special ed drivers.
This,
And this is page 1955, 140.
yeah, that's for when we can't support transportation for out-of-placement children. We
Okay.
contract it out.
Okay, thank you. Okay, contracted out of placement. Wow. And, okay, technology on page 20, technology repairs slash maintenance, 143% over.
That is for something.
Usually is.
The power school hosting that we didn't budget.
Oh,
We made
okay,
that
all right.
decision.
And
that
that
was in
can't
June.
come out of the trust fund? The technology trust fund?
Well, it's a reoccurring,
Okay.
so no. But don't worry, we budgeted for it next year.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I just have one question for you, Nate. When will you go into this thing here and change everything from Bright Beginnings to Little Ramps Preschool?
Well, apparently I have to do that soon.
Well, I would say July, I should have specified that. We wouldn't change until the end of
fall.
the
Fiscal
school year.
year.
So do we need to go back and fix the motion? Effective
July 1.
July 1.
July 1, 2018. I changed my motion to reflect that.
Anybody else who seconded it?
I'll second it.
Okay.
I think, are we doing a new motion?
I would
No,
add
it's-
something.
Are we just gonna
We're just
add?
amending it,
add
add
an
it.
amendment
I'm
to this
just-
amendment.
I'm just going to put a note here to myself.
Is there a sign anywhere that has Bright Beginnings that we have to fix? I don't think there is a sign anywhere,
I
right?
don't think so.
Okay.
With this poor budget. We all said?
Yep.
We
Melissa?
can easily go
I'm
and
all
fix it.
set.
No,
Peg, are you sure?
Aye.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Oh, yeah, aye. I'm sorry.
So
July 1.
we amended it now. I want to take care of the amendment. The whole lot. Melissa?
Aye.
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 So it's done. Take care of it. Thank you.
July 1st.
July
Let's press on.
No, we want it done tonight.
That's on?
Tonight.
Press on.
Please.
Press
Go
on.
back to the office.
Monthly revenue report, any questions?
Of course.
Okay.
Page 1, come on, you guys have to
I'll be right
understand that I'm the budget committee representative.
Go get Chinese food.
You're gonna make me eat
And
chocolate.
Want some ball?
and I don't like going in and having people ask me questions that I can't answer. So,
Good.
No,
transportation,
Yeah, go ahead.
line 2710.
What?
Yeah.
We got more money.
That's good.
Never mind. More
Happy
money.
about that.
Yeah, okay.
like the money.
I like that.
What about the back page? You all set on that one?
Yep.
Monthly grant report? Anybody? We'll be all done by the time she gets back. We all set? Okay, let me see. Treasurer's report for October 2017. Do I have a motion to accept
I'll
it?
make a motion to accept.
Paul?
Second.
Laura? Paul?
Aye.
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 She was excused.
Yep.
Excused. What's that? We didn't have any questions, did we? Treasury report for November 2017. So any questions?
Make a motion?
Okay, second.
Paul? Any questions? Anything?
We just made a motion to accept the.
Kate did that, 'cause I don't think I'm out of order.
Aye.
38?
Aye.
They're two
Wait a
different.
minute.
November, and the one before was
Okay.
September.
I think I put my stuff out of order.
Peg?
Oh, no, I had it.
Aye.
Laura?
Aye.
Okay, moving on. Cash reconciliation report for 10/31/2017.
Looks good, as long as we have a zero balance.
Cash reconciliation complete for 11/30/2017. Everybody happy?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see, moving on here. Oh my God. Somebody's gotta print this one bigger.
Food service.
Food service
I'm not long
operating
enough to
costs.
read this.
December, me neither. December 7th, 2017. Do I have any questions? We all set? Okay, activity statement report, cash report.
I am questioning the New York trip balances. I know Miss Norman just had 2 big fundraisers, so I don't know if those totals are accurate.
I'm not the one to answer that
Well,
question.
this was printed on the 6th.
So I would still question
January
where the,
What are you
31st.
looking at?
all 3 of them. So New York 2020, 19, and 18. She did a January fundraiser. So there should be money in 6th grade account, and there's not showing any. So I just don't know where they're at with putting the deposit in.
Oh, we better put it down in time.
So who, you want,
Okay.
do we want Nate to check on that and come back to us?
Make it so.
Make it so? Did you hear that, Nate?
Governments.
And I don't know if I believe she's had to write a check for 8th grade 2018 to make a deposit, which I don't know if that's reflected in this also. So she's had to make a payment
I'll
to,
look into it.
We all
Thank you.
set? Can I move on?
yes.
Milton School Trust fund balances, I think there was a change in one of them, wasn't there, Nate? You said at the deliberative session, one was down. Were they correct, those figures? Remember?
Yeah, the the public hearing we just had
Yeah,
for that 18,000
yeah,
isn't reflected yet.
okay, all right.
It will be next time.
School technology, 18,000?
So what, there's an $18,000 pending?
There will be, yeah. You'll
Okay.
see that next month.
Yeah, because it went down to 9, okay. I think.
Okay. I did have a question. The school building maintenance and repair, that 76 reflects the 66 taken out? Or does
Yes.
it not? Okay.
It does.
All right, good, thank you.
We have $76,000 left?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, okay, I want to be clear on that, okay?
Good.
Thank you. The next one, 60 through, that was just FYI from Paul.
Oh, yes.
Back some information.
Yep.
When you guys had delicious lunch.
Yeah.
Go wait for it.
Okay, now we're on, find my place here.
Good about non-publics,
Nate has
some light
something, I
reading.
believe, Doug.
Nate has something else.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nate, to be rude.
Voter's guide.
What about it?
What exactly do you guys want in it?
Thought we checked everything off.
Same thing as last year.
This is something different.
No, that yellow paper that goes home.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry.
Same thing as last year.
The tax impact,
This?
the sample ballot,
Yeah,
and the warrant article language.
yeah, okay.
Did you want to include quote-unquote layman's terms
Yes.
language?
Just like we did last year, that was perfect.
Yep.
So,
Okay, so I'll write something up and, I'm not gonna meet for a while though.
Well, we'll prove whatever you write up.
we can prove it via
Email.
Can't,
email, whatever, via email.
can't do it email. Can't prove anything email.
Well, I mean, you have last year's, right?
Yeah, just,
Do you have last year's?
we'll prove whatever you write.
Just like last year's. I mean, that was, say, do you wish to do this? And then right under it was like, this is what will happen if you vote for this. This won't come out of taxes. It's coming out of the.
Trust us?
The surplus.
I trust
And
you.
I'll prove it.
I trust.
Okay, we make a motion, we'll have Earl approve
Trust
it.
him.
Make a motion, put it all on Nate and Earl.
Good, Larry.
There you go.
He'll lie and I'll verify it.
Do I remember correctly that you were able to mail it on the town's dime by
Yes.
combining them?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, just, if that is the deadline,
So
We'd like to do that again, yes.
So we want to do it the same way as last year and have
Yes.
Earl approve it. Do I have a motion to that effect?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I second.
Oh, 3 seconds.
Oh, my
Whoa.
God. I
Pick
could
one,
think,
Doug.
Give it to Melissa, she hasn't got anything.
All right, yeah.
Got anything?
I already
gave her
got
one.
one. We'll give her another one.
All right.
diamond discussion? Melissa?
Aye.
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 So we made it, so we all set? First reading for policies. The first one
Hold
is
on, I'm out of order here.
page 73.
You're okay to walk us?
73.
Just informational.
Oh, because your pages, I thought you said they were all in order, the stuff you gave us.
Nate,
You
Melissa,
were supposed to put it in order.
Motion made.
And That's my plan.
Can Melissa and Nate go?
what?
Yeah, they can go if they like.
Oh,
I could do those.
She'd like to go, I'm sorry.
All right, sorry,
I think
okay.
she deserves to go home and
Yeah,
I'm
she
in order
don't-
now.
eat dinner.
I wouldn't want to put up with me either.
Thank you, Melissa.
can we go with you,
Thank you
Melissa?
very much.
Thank you very much.
Doug, you know I love you.
But somebody does.
I'm in
Thank you,
order.
Nate.
I'm good.
Okay, first reading.
ACE, procedural safeguards, non-discrimination on the basis of handicap and disability.
No problem. So
That's for me.
we're gonna do them all at once,
We
Dan?
can if we want to. Is that how the board wants to do it?
You're sure?
Okay. EBBC, emergency care and first aid.
I have one change.
Go ahead.
So down here, second to the bottom paragraph, just, and submit it to administration.
Oh, adding it.
Just
Yeah,
information.
add in it.
Will you submit that?
I will submit it right now.
Okay.
No, I know, and I read it and it didn't make, I mean, it didn't
Submit
yeah.
it.
jump out at me.
Read it and tell me.
All right, for significant injuries, the staff person witnessing the event must fill out an accident report and submit to,
And submit it to.
all right, yeah, I'll add in it.
Okay.
And I will forward to Kathy for
Okay.
corrections.
EBBD, indoor air quality.
I just changed capitalized principal in the first paragraph after building principals.
Okay.
All set?
Yep.
EA, mandatory drug and alcohol testing for school bus drivers.
I capitalized state and federal on the second paragraph. State and
Anybody
federal
else?
law. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong one. How did I get out of order?
That was
Sorry.
76.
I'm sorry, I had no corrections on that one.
Oh, wait, I don't see those
Oh, yeah,
there.
here's the next 78 has state and federal, I see.
Oh, we didn't sign those, sorry.
She.
Yeah, everyone but Peg did.
Wait, I brought those over and put them in front of you.
And she still ignored them.
Yeah, she didn't.
Well, because I was really
Ignored me.
interested in,
Unbelievable.
Can I, want me to keep going on?
Yes, sir.
except I have questions on that last one.
Oh, okay, on EFA, availability and distribution of healthy foods,
Yes.
we will wait.
Okay, my question, vending machines
78.
in the building.
Page 78.
I don't have 78. I don't have it because she's got
No, you did.
Are there vending machines in the high school that
Yes.
sell soda and candy?
No.
They took it
There's
out,
Powerade
but they took
And
out
water.
the soda.
It's
and
water,
Waterade.
too.
Water is
They never
fine.
had soda in them.
They did the
Is Powerade,
Junk food.
They must,
junk food.
Well, I think there's a law before the state about,
Very beginning of the year.
they must put them in the.
I don't know what's in
because
the
last year
vending
they
machine.
didn't
Isn't there a
have
vending
soda
machine in
either.
that hallway too?
I wanna say there is.
There is.
By the gym, there's one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's two. right
And
there.
what is
Last
in
year they had
those?
it.
Yeah.
I know there's Powerade and water and
There's
drink.
treats in there too, there's candy.
Well,
Yeah, I think you're right.
oh, Doug Shute didn't sign.
There's candy in
I
there?
gotta go down.
I don't
Chickles and
know.
chips.
I'll stop down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cookies.
Okay,
Chips,
yeah,
candy.
because my question reading this was those should not be there.
So who collects the money from those vending machines?
It goes into
They-
your fund, yeah, that fund. that
Right, but the
this big-
Goes
school.
into the vending machine fund from the student activities.
The one you asked about,
Yep.
the New York trip paper.
So what
Yeah.
do we do about this?
You have to show somebody that, who's in charge of the, show it to the principal.
Yeah, I show it to Jan.
Okay, all right, then that needs to go to Jan.
So we're pulling it, not bringing it forward for second reading,
Let's pull it.
Yeah, I would
and
say.
refer to Jan.
Yeah,
Yes,
and my other question on that one was, it just talks about implementing developmentally appropriate opportunities to learn food, blah, 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 blah. Is there anything at MES, and is there an actual food, what is it, food and consumer science class at the high school that is ongoing, and do all kids have to?
I know the cooking class, they, in health also.
Okay.
I know they have to do like the pyramid stuff and keep a food
But does
diary
everybody have
and-
to do, good night, Nate.
Good night, Nate.
Good night.
Thank you.
Does
Way to
everybody
go.
have to do FCS, and does everybody have to do health?
I know the middle school has it a quarter each year. I'm not sure, I think the high school would just be once, but we'd have to, would it be in the program?
It'll probably be in the program.
Because I think I have my packet from last week.
All right, well, I'm
Those
just
are
gonna put that,
questions?
yep, I'm just gonna
Pull
put
that
that aside.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, I need a motion to approve 73, 74,
I'll make a motion to approve all but EFA.
So
78.
78 goes back to policy.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Paul.
Was this second reading or first reading?
First
These are
reading.
first.
First reading, okay, all right.
Aye.
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 Okay, done. This has been delayed.
Lauren, you and I will have to meet with Jan on this.
Let's see.
78A was just FYI for you.
School district governance.
Yeah, that's all it is, yeah.
Isn't that ironic?
that's Doug.
Yeah, okay.
It's Doug.
All right, okay.
There's a school board policy just for Doug.
Okay, 78A, this is to, if anybody's got any seniors gonna graduate with a scholarship available, there's 5. And if we belong to the New Hampshire School Board Association, you can apply for a scholarship. Did everybody have that one?
Yep.
Right here, yeah.
No, okay.
Can I take one of those?
Oh, I got an extra one right there.
Just to take to Lisa so that she can post it?
Yeah, that's an extra one.
Okay, we'll post it.
That was on what one, Doug? Sorry.
You take this one, this is a good one. That's 78A.
A.
No, C, I'm sorry.
She posts
See,
all
yeah.
Thank you.
scholarships online.
She's doing a good job with that. She's getting a lot of emails about different scholarships coming up. She's doing really good.
Okay,
Get one.
Okay, do we have any old business? Do you have anything from the
Negative.
facilities? Paul?
Facilities, no, Bob wasn't in tonight, but we did go over a couple small things. Nothing of major importance right now. I know they're gonna be talking to Back Bay about the implementing some more, upgrading the technology system in the schools, more data point and, access points and things like that. That's gonna be coming to the school board meeting in March, because we have to approve that to get that done. It's based on grants. I think the school has the front 10% of it, but it's better than fronting 100%. So that'll upgrade the entire wireless network system in the schools.
Oh, good.
So that'll be coming to you next month.
Great.
Other than that, Bob wasn't here, so we couldn't go over the other items, but things are closing. We're still waiting on final numbers for the Damon House and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Okay. Public comments?
But,
You're the public.
The public.
You're it, Larry.
Is there anybody else on?
Yeah, two things. One, on your earlier comments on the sexually transmitted diseases, I think you were discussing? STD?
No?
No?
No, okay.
Where were you at, Larry?
I don't have your notes, and you have my ear. You were running through the abbreviations too fast, and there are too many anagrams. But when you do get to that in terms of health discussions,
I think so.
The nuances of what they would call informed autonomy, quote, he's my boyfriend, and what that means for certain populations. Or should I be more specific?
No.
Never mind. The other one is for the joke is for the three people who are listening to public radio, or the three people who are listening to this. Would you please just hammer again the trade-off and assessments that you have to do for identifying, funding, and containing special ed costs, and how one student can just throw that financial seesaw, boom, and it just hits the ground. You were talking about the freezing the budget and the unexpended balance at the end of the year, and just hit that again of why it's so tight and how you work to do it.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Bob, do you have anything? No. You can speak, you know, Bob, I'll let you. Okay, we need a motion to go into non-public, please.
I motion to go into
Laura?
non-public. I'll second.
Okay, that'll be under RSA 91-A, -3, 2, A, B, C, and D.
Thank you, Larry.
And I motion goodbye.